In today's video, I bought 20 plus airsoft guns for super cheap.
Each one of these airsoft guns on average only cost me $56. But it comes with a catch, of course. They're not guaranteed to work. So in today's video, we'll be unboxing these mystery cheap airsoft guns. And if they're broken, of course, trying to fix them and see if we can make them work. And at the end of the video, we'll see if we made a total profit or loss with all of the airsoft guns in the video. Let's jump straight in.
Alrighty, jumping into the first box. As you can see, this thing is pretty beat up and you can see the airsoft guns actually in the box itself. This whole thing is so beat up, the whole box, everywhere around it. It has like actual holes in the airsoft box itself. Like, look at that. That's a whole huge hole in there. Like, they're basically gonna fall out. Definitely a great start for this video. All right, let's just start with this top one right here. What are you? Oh my gosh, that's a scope. It's missing the stock. This is some kind of ENC M4, it looks like. Got a little cool flash hider. It's missing the full bottom actual handguard for these M16 style airsoft gun. And of course, missing the entire M16 stock. I'm actually really curious to see if they actually included that in the box itself, or this thing is completely missing parts just straight up. But now, of course, let's go ahead and throw a battery in this guy and see if it actually works. So let's see if it actually works. We're gonna have to take this thing apart and see what exactly is wrong with it. It might be a fuse, it might be the MOSFET in here if it does have one, any kind of electronics, something wrong with the wiring. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart and see what's wrong with it. Gearbox looks and seems pretty healthy just from like clicking that nozzle in. And it's weird too because this model doesn't even have a fuse. I was expecting something for this price point to have a little fuse back here or something, but... You hear that clicking? Maybe it's something to do with the motor, not what I originally thought. Let's check this out. There's a chance the motor height is bad. Let's go ahead and adjust that and see. Oh! Wow, that was lucky. One last stitched effort to get this thing to work. I adjusted the motor height, so whoever worked on this Loctited it at the wrong height. So now, it's working completely fine. On semi and full auto. Wow, that's an easy issue. Just fixing the motor height. Damn, did not expect that one. Does the FPS check out? Yes! 351.1 with 1.14 joules, 341, and 354.2 with 1.16 joules. Nice, let's check out the full auto now. Woo, that's pretty quick. 13.9. We fixed it, boys. We just have to get a new one of those bad boys, and this thing's all ready to go. We're gonna be shooting 150 feet away in today's video. That's a pretty fair range for most airsoft rifles to get a pretty good reading on how it's performing. We're gonna test the barrel and hop-up system to see if there's any inconsistencies with the accuracy or the range. Let's see how it does. Wow, okay, hop-up's working good. Barrel's not that bad. Looks like the barrel hop-up system is working completely normal. It's shooting very nicely at about 150 feet away. This one passes the range test. Are we gonna remain getting that lucky with all the other airsoft guns in the video? Let's go and find out. Next airsoft gun in this first box, let's go ahead and go with this guy. Ooh, we got an AK up next, but it's missing some parts. Yeah, this AK has seen some better days, it looks like. It's definitely been through some airsoft wars. You could see some huge like marks on the stock, obviously on the body itself, some scrapes and scratches. Let's go ahead and open the top and see what we're dealing with here. Oh yeah, that's what I saw through the hop-up door. I don't know. This is definitely not stock like that, I don't think. There's a zip tie on there. There's also a fuse right there. I'm not sure if they replaced the stock fuse or it broke and they tried to replace it and that was their effort and maybe it doesn't work anymore. Let's see if this actually shoots a BB out of the airsoft gun. We got a little BB trap right here. Hey, it's working. Wow, okay, yeah, it's actually healthy. 362 with 1.22 joules. We'll do one more. 359.7 FPS with 1.2 joules, so very consistent as well. No issues so far with this AK, surprisingly. But now, of course, the final test, we need to take it to the range and see if the accuracy and range are up to par with this should actually be shooting out of the box. Alrighty, this one's gonna be a little tricky on the range because we're gonna have to hold this closed, but in theory, this thing should work out. We're using a 11.1 volt LiPo. Let's see how it does. All right, I changed my mind. We're gonna be extra conservative and just do a 9.6 volt battery because this fuse has had some better days, so I'm a little bit worried about blowing out the fuse. So let's try a 9.6 volt instead of a 7.4 volt LiPo. Well, as you can see, we're hitting the target, no issues. Hop-up seems to be working well. We have some other issues with this guy, but
The weird thing is the magazine is kind of just like falling out. I'm not sure, obviously I don't think was the magazine that actually came with the rifle itself. So that's probably why it probably uses a special magazine, but if this is the magazine that it normally uses, then that is a bigger issue. But we only unfortunately have one AK magazine for this video. But as far as the range and accuracy, that all checks out. It's shooting very well. It's just a weird magazine feeding issue. But if you hold in the magazine, doesn't seem to have any issues. I think it's just the magazine brand that we're using with this particular AK. Alrighty, next up, we have 2 more airsoft guns in this box, I believe at least. Let's see what else we got next. What is this thing? I think this is the ARX 160. I believe that's the name. This looks like some kind of like alien rifle. I don't even know what the heck this is. This window looks to be completely broken, unless there's a way to like close it. Whoa, look at the fire safe and full auto. It's like safe is like right there, and then it has 1 for semi, and then R. I don't know why it says R, but I believe that's a full auto. That's really interesting. I've never seen that before. Whoa, it has flip up iron sights? Wait, do they flip up? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Flip up plastic iron sights that are built into the actual body itself. Pretty sweet, actually. It does have a folding stock as well. Pretty sweet. That's obviously not very common for, let's just call this like some kind of M4. I'm not even sure what this is. It does not come with a magazine, which is an issue, but I believe this does take just normal M4 magazines just from looking at it. So we should be able to get this thing to shoot. Let's throw in an M4 mag and see if it chronographs right. Such a weird fire select. Pretty cool though. All right. Looks like it's shooting BBs, sweet. But what about the consistency for the FPS? Let's check it out. All right, we're all good. 344.5 with 1.1 joules and 341 FPS with 1.08 joules. Just out of curiosity, the full auto as well. We gotta check that out, of course. Oh, we're all good. About 10.1 rounds a second. Everything seems to be checking out with this one so far, but will the range show any inconsistencies? Let's go check it out. It's a weird gun. All right, trigger response seems to be pretty good. This has a really interesting hop-up. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to, oh yeah, I can touch it, okay. Ooh, hop-up is working, and the barrel seems to be having a pretty straight shot to the target as well. I think this one's a pass. Alrighty, but what do we have here for the last one in the box? This is definitely some kind of M4. It's got a very interesting handguard too. Definitely a little loose, pretty sketchy right there. That's about to fall off any second. That's not good. Maybe just needs to be tightened. It looks to have a built-in M4A1 style front iron sight as well. And the back one looks like it's built into the actual gun itself, which is really interesting. I've never seen something like this before. What the heck is this? How do you get this thing up? Wait, oh, it's a little latch. That's so weird. You of course got a super standard M4 crane stock that's very loose. We do have a very unfortunately beat up flash hider as well, so that's not ideal either. I think this one is a front wired airsoft gun, I believe. Otherwise, I don't know how you would get anything in the stock right here. Yeah, you don't have anything to actually get into there. So I believe this is a front wired airsoft gun, but I don't see the actual wiring. So I'm gonna have to actually take this handguard apart and see if we could find where to actually plug this thing up to. Oh. Squeeze these 2 tabs in the front and the handguard opens up to reveal nothing. There is no wiring at all in the front part of the grip? What? I don't think it's rear wired. I'm like 90% sure. They definitely wouldn't do an airsoft gun like this if it's rear wired. Let me just make sure. It's rear wired, bruh. But you have to give me some credit because look at the back of the stock. There's nothing there. Like usually with these ones, there has like buffered, it's okay, I'm just dumb. All right, here goes nothing. Hey, it actually works. Sweet. Just to see what's going on. Nope, no inconsistencies. 411.9 FPS with 1.58 joules. Of course, let's see if there's any more inconsistencies on the range with the accuracy and the actual hop-up system. All right, this guy's a little messed up, but maybe it'll work. Who knows? Let's check it out. Wow, actually, it looks like it's flying pretty damn good. Alrighty, definitely a little hard to see today. It's super sunny outside, but I do see a nice group of BBs hitting the target. The hop-up seems to be working as it should, and the accuracy speaks for itself. We're getting a pretty nice grouping on the target. This one is a pass. Oh man, okay. Second box, 42 pounds. This one is a monstrosity of a box. And checking for holes, it looks good. I think this one's all clean and all right, never mind. Let's go ahead and unbox this guy and see what we got. I love these videos. But I'm noticing this guy right here. Let's pull it out and see what we got. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, so first up, it looks like we have a Lancer Tactical M4, which finally we have a Lancer Tactical M4. The first two boxes had the actual name of Lancer Tactical on the boxes. We haven't actually got any Lancer Tactical yet. This one's interesting as well. I don't know if this is a factory option or they somehow just mix and matched and made some kind of Frankenstein airsoft gun, but it is a dual tone design. As you can see, the top is tan and the bottom is black. This looks to have a rotary style hop up. It is red. I think it's finally a rear wired airsoft gun, which are my favorite. I hate front wired. I don't know why anyone would ever buy one of those, but to each their own, I guess. The upper has some marks on it as well, but honestly, the rest of it doesn't look in that bad a shape. Looks like we also have a fancy little trigger right here. Looks like it has 4 holes with like hex shapes in the actual trigger. Pretty sweet, honestly. All right, let's take the stock off and see if it's a Dean's or a Tamiya connector. Hopefully it's Dean's. That usually indicates a little bit better internals. And of course it's Tamiya. All right, enough being nice. Instead of using a 9.6 volt, we're gonna throw this thing on a 11.1 volt. Maybe it can't handle it, but I don't really care. We're just gonna test these airsoft guns to the max. In theory, it should work. Let's see with this magazine. Of course, it's a little loose, but nothing crazy. Hey, wow, I'm getting pretty lucky today. Usually like more than half of these are broken. Let's see. And consistent results. We got 374.7 FPS with 1.3 joules and 370.6 with 1.28 joules. Let's do full auto. 11 rounds a second, not too shabby. Just about where you want it. This one seems to be all good. Oh, there we go. All right, hop up is working. Let's see if we can get some good shots on the target just to prove this thing is a-okay. All right, this one is good to go. All right, on the top, it looks like we have another airsoft gun right here. Let's pull this thing out. And we have another Lancer Tactical M4. Okay, definitely lots of Lancer Tactical in this box. Definitely way older condition than the first one. For some reason, the rail and the body itself look to be like disconnected. There's a huge gap right there. That might just be normal. Yeah, not in the best condition, but it does look like kind of intact, so it might still work. It does at least come with the front and rear iron sights, but the rear one is actually like super far up to where it's supposed to be on the airsoft gun. Someone definitely messed with that. The motor looks like it's in there, so potentially this thing will work. All right, this one is rear wired. Again, let's see if it's Tamiya or Dean's. Probably Tamiya for this one, yeah. It's got like tape on the connectors right there, which is not a good sign to see. Okay, definitely makes me a little nervous to see some tape on the wiring right there, but let's go ahead and just throw a battery and see if we blow up or anything. Okay, here we go. So far, so good. All right, let's see if it actually shoots. I don't think it's feeding. Did I just put the magazine in wrong or? Bruh. I just put the magazine on wrong. That's my bad. Let's see the chrono. Yep, it seems to be working fine. Not the highest FPS I've ever seen for a rifle, 337.3 FPS with 1.06 joules. Not the highest strength for this guy. And the RPS is only 9.5. So again, nothing crazy for this one, but this is I think a first or second gen Lancer Tactical. Nothing crazy with this one, but it does feed BBs, so that's a pass. Now it's range time. Will it actually pass the test, and will we find any hidden red flags? That's what we're here to test out. Let's go ahead and plug this guy up and see if it's all good to go. Not quite on the body like it's supposed to be, but maybe it'll make it up for on the performance side of things. Shots seem to be actually flying pretty normal. All right, so interesting results. Overall, I'd say there's no really huge red flags. The hop up is working perfectly. It's actually hopping the BBs very healthily. I think it actually can get turned up even more. The overall consistency with the barrel hop up system and how the BBs fly is actually pretty good. I'd say like 80% of the time. Every now and then there's a weird BB that kind of goes to the left. That could just be because of the costless rifle, maybe just not running as efficiently. And also could just be it needs to be cleaned out or anything like that. But I would guess this thing is actually running as it should for the price point. Obviously, if you clean up the barrel hop up and bucking and all that stuff and you put it back together, I think it would shoot pretty damn well. So I don't think there's any actual red flags. This one's actually ready to go. What do we have next? It looks like actually an AK in here. Interesting. All right, let's close this up and see what we got. We also have a Lancer Tactical patch, which does probably indicate this is a Lancer Tactical AK. It's really interesting with this AK because honestly, this thing looks to be in really good shape. It even has a QC approval sticker right there on the actual body itself. There's really not that many scratches and bruising. Like I would say maybe they play with this in an indoor field a few times. I don't think they even dropped it. It looks to be in honestly pretty good shape. Not too bad, like almost a brand new condition. Obviously there's a little bit of scrapes and scratches, but nothing that concerning. So we do have a interesting little handguard that is detachable. It's in its folded position right here. If you hold this little like screw right here, it will come down to a foregrip position, so you can actually use that. Will it feed a BB? That is the thing we're all curious about. Oh no, I don't think it feeds. I don't think it feeds, boys. Maybe I just didn't wind it enough. Hold on, maybe we're good. Oh wait, I think it fed. Yeah, okay. The chrono, 352, okay. Again, nothing gonna be crazy with these. About 9.3, pretty average for this. So nothing wrong with the auto or semi so far. Looks to be in pretty healthy condition. So far, so good. Maybe it's a hop up or barrel issue. Let's go check it out at the field. It's my favorite time of the day, AK time. Let's see how this puppy does. So far, so good. Seems to be flying pretty good. Hop up is not turned up whatsoever. Go ahead and throw that back a lot and see if that actually works. That would be a big deal if it's not working. Oh yeah, hop up is definitely working. Very smooth as well. This one has pretty much absolutely nothing wrong with it. This one absolutely passes the shooting test. Alrighty, what's next in the box? What is the next airsoft gun up? Oh, yep, there's all the rest. Okay, again, a Lancer Tactical M4. I'm guessing that all of them in here might be Lancer Tactical at this point. This one looks to be a pretty basic Lancer Tactical M4. We do have a lot more issues with this one, as you can see with the fire select. There is a huge marking and someone looks like they hit it or something with like a hammer or something. I have no idea. This thing is a all tan Airsoft M4, as you can see. There are some marks on the stock right there, a couple on the rail, but nothing too serious. It looks like it's definitely been through maybe a few Airsoft games with some standard little scratching on the body. But the biggest thing I'm seeing is that huge dent right here on the body itself. Someone definitely smacked this thing or dropped it or something like there. Looks to be, I would say, about a $200 airsoft gun if I were to guess. Has a built-in integrated suppressor through the rail. Looks pretty nice. The only thing I'm seeing right here that would be a bad sign is someone definitely tried to loosen this rail and probably take it off. So it looks like that is another big issue. As you can see, the threads are totally visible. So someone definitely unscrewed this at one point, or at least tried to. So this thing might not work. It's hard to tell at this point. It has a nice rotary hop up. But let's go ahead and fire this thing up and see if it'll actually shoot. Okay, a little wobbly on the stock there, but nothing out of the ordinary. This is not a very nice airsoft gun. It is rear wired. Let's see if this will actually work. All right, here goes nothing. We're plugging in the battery to this bad boy. Okay, didn't blow up. That's good. Will it cycle? Oh! Oh, that sounds terrible. It's like it shoots, but at what cost? Honestly, I don't even know. It sounds like the motor height is super messed up or something. That is not good. Let's see if there's any issues with the FPS. Nope, 370.6 with 1.28 joules. And this is gonna hurt my soul, but I'm gonna do full auto just to see, but this is gonna sound... Oh, it sounds so bad. 7.6 rounds a second. Oh, it sounds terrible. Just listen to it. Oh, that sounds terrible. Yikes. Well, it cycles and it has somewhat healthy FPS, so that's good, but we're definitely have to mess with this motor to see if there's any issues. Our first theory is to just simply adjust the motor height with the screw in the motor. This might fix the issue, might not. Our second theory, I'm just gonna go in to see what's happening with the motor and see what's actually wearing out, or if it's, just messed up in the actual motor grip itself. And then the last solution would just be something wrong with the gears or something meshing internally. So we're gonna go ahead and just adjust it a little bit. I'll plug in a battery and see if it fixes that crazy bad sound. Might have sound better. Let me try. Wait a minute. Ooh, I think we're chilling. Hop up is working very nicely. We had the hop up actually turned off when I initially shot it. Once I turned it on, the BBs are flying great. I haven't even turned it up all the way, and the accuracy seems to be pretty good too. As you can see in the run cam, I'm actually aiming a little bit to the upper right. There is some wind out here, so that is why I am doing that. But other than that, this thing passes the shooting test with flying colors. All right, next up, looks like we have a couple more airsoft. Oh, all right. The whole airsoft gun just fell apart in 2 pieces. Nice. Bruh. Looks to be a full plastic lower with a weird looking nozzle with some slits in it. I've never seen nozzles like that. This one is smashed in or something like that. That is not healthy looking. There's also some red tape for the wiring. So this thing was definitely messed with internally if I were to guess. Yikes. Okay, and for the upper, oh, alrighty. My bad. For the upper, do we have any damage? Oh yeah, there's a huge chunk missing off the plastic rail right here. I don't know what the hell happened to there. And going back into the box, this is the actual barrel and hop-up assembly. Looks a little dirty in the inner barrel, but nothing extremely bad. Oh my gosh, look at these crazy scrapes on the copper inner barrel right there. That is not good. So essentially, we're gonna throw this back in the upper right here. It should just slide on in. Let's go ahead and put this upper on the lower and see if this thing will actually shoot a BB. It's time for this, guys. Testing. It's not feeding any BBs at all. There is something deeply wrong with the actual nozzle system with this guy. So it doesn't mean the airsoft gun is toast right now. Most likely we're gonna need to put a new nozzle in there because it does go back and forth. I don't think it's a tappet plate issue. I don't believe. Someone might have been putting the upper on the lower wrong and just kind of like completely broke the nozzle. I'm not really sure, but we'll investigate and check it out. For this one, for some further testing, let's go ahead and take one that we already know works with a very similar internal setup and see if we could diagnose the issues even further, if it's again maybe the gearbox or something, even with the hop-up and barrel setup. So this is the good hop-up and barrel setup. So let's go ahead, put those two right there and see if we can actually just replace this like this in the system, and that will fix our issue. If that's the problem, then we know it's the barrel hop-up, and of course, if that doesn't fix our issue, when we swap to the good lower and that works, then we know it's something internally. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of artificially put the barrel hop-up into the magazine. See if this works. It's shooting now. Okay, so maybe it's a barrel hop-up issue. Let's go and take the chronograph and see what the FPS looks like, because the FPS still looks pretty bad. Yeah, 75 FPS. Yeah, something is definitely wrong with the internals of this one. But the other hop-up and barrel assembly seem to fix it a little bit. It's weird because the nozzle is going back and forth, and you feel the air coming out, so everything seems to be working right. But if we compare it to the actual good lower, you can see the difference of the nozzles and how messed up the actual one is on the non-working lower. You could see it looks like really dented and almost even like hit inwards, like definitely not in good condition whatsoever for the nozzle. Next up in the box, what do we have? I think we have two more airsoft guns. Let's check this one out. Seems to at least be fully intact. Got a huge, I believe maybe a 15-inch key mod handguard. Pretty cool. I don't think it's metal though. I think it's a plastic one, so not ideal. And the hop-up is, yep, a rotary. So yeah, it's, I mean, could be worse. Let's see, the safe works. It doesn't look insanely beat up internally just from what I'm seeing. Obviously, it's hard to tell without opening up the gearbox, but there's only one big way to see if this thing will actually work. Let's go ahead and take a battery and see if it'll actually shoot. All right, please be Dean's. Oh, it is. Oh, that's our issue. The wiring is completely off of the Dean's connector. So yeah, we are not going to be shooting this. I need to resolder that somehow. I haven't soldered in years, so maybe I can catch up on my soldering skills and make this work, but that is definitely 100% the reason why it will not shoot right there. That's not what you want to see. All right, your boy hasn't soldered in a minute, so I'm either going to burn the house down or we're going to get this working. Let's see how it goes.
So normally I would be way more fancy with this, but our goal is just to see if this is the issue itself or if there's something else. So I'm just gonna try to get this on here any chance I can. Obviously it's a waste to solder if that's not the issue. Pretty sure that was offensive to everybody that knows how to solder, but we, I think, got it attached.
Boys, I think it worked. Watch, it'll work. Okay, my soldering skills, I'd rate a solid 1.5 out of 10, but it works. So if is it really that bad? Meh. All right, test shot. We got some glasses. Yes. Works like new. 387.7 FPS with 1.4 joules. Okay, this thing is just ready to go. All we need to do is just solder it back.
Kill time, baby.
Let's see how we doing.
Damn, this thing kind of nice.
Yeah, no issues with hop-up at all. It still has lots of room to give. And yeah, this trick, I mean, look at this.
That's nice, man.
So this thing has completely passed the shooting test. But last but not least, we have looks like a dual tone design M4. Wow, this thing actually looks really cool. But checking this thing out on at least the externals, it looks to be in pretty good condition. There's not too many scrapes. There is just a like kind of normal scrapes that'll happen when you're just kind of like messing around with the airsoft gun, you know, but nothing that looks like it's indicating any type of like abuse or dropping this thing or hitting it or, you know, just kind of mistreating it. It looks to be in not bad condition. Got a very, very interesting stock back here. I've never really seen one like this. It's basically like some kind of like 9mm PDW style stock, but the design itself I've never really seen. It's pretty cool, honestly. Unfortunately, it does not come with a magazine, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So let's go ahead and get a battery powered up with this guy, figure out how the heck to get the battery in there, and we'll see if it works. Okay, that's one way to take it off. You just pull it off. This one is Dean's wired, and the Deans are intact this time, which is good. Let's get a, let's go easy on it. Let's just do a 7.4 volt Dean's battery. And if it works with this, we'll go ahead and throw a 11.1 in just for the shits and giggles, but let's see if it works. Nothing crazy. It's not blowing up and not shooting on full auto. Okay, it's working fine. Let's see if it feeds. Heck yeah, okay. Passes the feeding test. Now, will it have a good chrono? Oh wait, it just stopped working. Let me throw a different battery in just to see if that's the issue, but I'm pretty sure that's not the issue here. Okay, so just to make sure, let's see. Okay, this is a different 7.4 volt. What? Now it's working? And now it doesn't work. It shoots one shot and then just gives up. But what is the issue exactly? Odds are there is a electronic issue, but we never know until we test it out. Might as well test some easier things that it could potentially be before we go crazy and open this thing up, potentially. Bruh. I cannot believe that was the issue. I literally thought that was maybe like a 5-10% chance. So the motor tab was literally just loose. Let's see if it shoots well. Yeah, it doesn't like that battery. Let's go change it. It just like locks up on semi. Oh, wow. Big boy up next. Definitely a different looking box than we've gotten before. These ones can have anywhere between 2 to 5 airsoft guns in each box. So let's go ahead and see what we have in the first box. And we'll also get more stuff than just M4s in this one. And that is a perfect example. First up, we have a revolver. It is a CS02 full metal one from the Super Real Gas Gun series. So it is a gas revolver. Ooh, it's like a chrome looking revolver. Dang, man. Yep, it is CO2s. You can see right there. You put the cartridges in there and you screw it up. We're gonna throw in a CO2 cartridge just to see if it will cycle with the CO2 and see if there's air coming out of the barrel, or if that is the issue, is maybe it's leaking from that system. It doesn't want to shoot with the shell. That's so weird. The trigger is like completely stuck with the shell in there. That's so weird. But if I put it in a position where the shell is not there, it works perfectly fine. And then right when it gets to the shell, it just doesn't work. What? I've never seen that. If you guys know in the comments below, let me know, but I think this one's a total loss. What else we got in this box? Lots of fun paper, that's for sure. Wow, okay, wasn't expecting this. It looks like we have an actual like huge box in here. I thought there was gonna be a couple of different airsoft guns in here besides just the 2 that were guaranteed, but this guy looks insane. What the heck is this? Okay, again, very mysterious. What do we have in here? What? Actually, I think I know what this is, guys. Okay, let me unbox it and show you guys. If you guys recognize this pretty quickly, you might have seen this in one of my previous videos. I did not expect to get this. That's the last thing I expected to get today. That's right, guys. This is the Mandalorian's rifle. So, not a bad pickup in today's video. I didn't quite notice this when I was first unboxing it, but as you can see, there is a reason why the inner barrel is exposed. Usually that's not how these are. When I got this before, it is covered with a threaded outer barrel. And of course, that's where you put the end piece on the Mandalorian rifle. But this one looks like it is completely snapped off. So my theory is that's why this was returned. That piece was completely snapped off by the previous owner and is no longer able to put that front piece on there. But I still think this one is going to work. We're not gonna put it all the way together just in case it doesn't work yet. Let's see. Ooh, and there's... all the BBs are on the floor. We have a reading. It does work. 304.1 FPS with 0.86 joules. This thing is fully functioning. It's just that front piece is completely ripped off. All right, the second box of that set. All right, that is a lot of paper. Oh my gosh, okay, we got some pistols in this one. Let's start with the pistols and then go on to, it looks like we have a huge black box at the bottom. Damn, this one costs $331 brand new. What is this? Some kind of Glock. So let's check this guy out first. What Glock do we got in the box? Ooh, damn. Hey, yo, look at this one. Sick. The Combat Master looks like, officially licensed by Glock. According to the box, $331, which is insane for a pistol. Okay, it seems to be actually potentially working. You could hear the click on the trigger pull as well as the slide going back pretty easily. It definitely needs some lubrication, but it's not too bad. There's quite a bit of like dust and dirt buildup on the slide itself. So this guy's been sitting for quite a long time. We have a pretty standard Glock magazine. It looks to be in good condition. A little bit of scarring on the top right there, but that's pretty normal. All right, here goes nothing. Very expensive airsoft gun potentially. Let's see how it does. Yes, it feeds. What? I actually really didn't expect this one to work. But is the FPS good? Yes! 336.5 FPS with 1.05 joules. Nice, dude. I didn't expect this to work. That's a really good find. That might be the best find of the video. But of course, we still have some testing to do. Maybe the hop-up is messed up. Maybe the barrel is messed up. We still have to figure that out. Let's go test it out.
Let's see how this puppy shoots. All right, definitely a little bit issue with the wind. The hop-up is definitely not turned up. We apparently turned the hop-up wheel all the way in the up position. That should fix our issue. Let's see how this does. I don't know if that's working. I don't think the hop-up is engaging whatsoever. Let's try the opposite way and turn the hop-up all the way to the down position. Maybe we just labeled it incorrectly or something like that. Let's go see if that helps our issue at all. I don't think so. It's safe to say the hop-up on this one is completely broken. It's definitely not anything crazy to fix it, but something you do have to keep in mind with this one. But again, overall, I think we got a pretty good deal, not a huge fix, but it did fail the range test.
All right, next up, we have a pistol yet again by Proforce. This is a 1911 style, and it's called the TAC Ops CO2 pistol. Okay, another CO2 pistol. Okay, so far so good. It's in the plastic wrapping, which means maybe potentially kind of more brand new than all the other ones in the video. Black on black, kind of nice with the silver trigger. That's kind of sick. It's got a crazy designed handguard. It looks pretty sweet with those like kind of diagonal line design. I haven't really seen too many like that. Pretty cool, honestly. Definitely a unique design. Let's see if the slide goes back. Okay, let's see if the trigger works. The trigger goes all the way back, so that's a good sign. Honestly, this thing might just be a good find. Does it come with a magazine though? Come on, man. Yes, we got the magazine. We got the CO2 all loaded up. Let's go ahead and load some BBs into this tiny little magazine and see if this SIG actually works. Hey, we got it. Okay, 305.6 FPS with 0.87 joules. Okay, something's wrong with the trigger. Y'all see that? Something is definitely off with the trigger mechanism on this pistol. But because we can't, we might as well go into the field and see if the barrel and hop assembly are working as they should.
So we know the trigger is a little wonky, but will that be the only issue, or is there something with the barrel and hop-up system? We're here to find that out. Trigger is very scary. It's like you press it and you don't know if it's gonna go off or not. That's not a fun thing to experience when you're shooting an airsoft gun. Hop up or something. I don't know, something's off with this thing. Some of them hit the target, some of them just kind of go like straight downward. Nah, I don't think the hop up is working whatsoever. But I'm guessing all of that's probably gonna be only a $30 to $40 upgrade for something like this. So not too bad relatively. It's a pretty sick pistol after all, but it did fail the range test.
All right, in the box, we have one more pistol, and then we have the main airsoft gun in that box. This is a P80. Let's go ahead and take it out and see if this guy will work. Okay, first up, that does not look good. Oh yeah. This one might be toasted. Okay, well the trigger seems to be clicking. That's a good sign, but the slide is very like loose. It just kind of seems like there's a part missing somehow, and obviously it doesn't really stay forward. All right, we got the green gas. Let's go ahead and plug that up to the magazine and see if it actually cycles. This one, as you can see, oh. Okay, the leaking stopped. We are good to go. I thought that was gonna be the issue, was the leaky mag, but we are in the green here. Obviously, you guys saw in the unboxing, the slide is a little weird. We're just gonna go ahead and be optimistic and hopefully this actually still cycles even with that issue. Okay, shot a BB, 268 FPS with 0.68 joules. And the second shot is 265.4 with 0.65 joules. It still cycles the BB, which is cool, but as you can see, the slide does not actually cycle back to the original position. You have to physically and manually put it to the normal position. It's almost like a manual shooting pistol. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the slide off and see if this is a actual bigger issue than it really seems to be, because replacing the spring guide is really not that difficult whatsoever. But the tricky part is it seems like something completely snapped off, and that could be a different part entirely for this airsoft gun. So let's just see what happens. Alrighty, let's see what's wrong. Straight away, it actually doesn't look as much damage in here than I thought it would. Here's the actual pieces we got in the box itself, not that BB, that's just there. Essentially how this works is somehow these pieces are supposed to be configured in this little slide slide position right here so that your spring system can kind of fit in here and attach onto this system right here, the hop up system right there. This will actually shoot out. That's not supposed to happen like that, but basically something with the system seared off or just snapped off. I believe it's this piece right here that was supposed to be attached, just completely snapped off. So honestly, I'm pretty sure if you just replace the spring guide system, you're gonna have a working airsoft pistol. I thought there'd be more issues with this one and it'd be completely broken, but I believe that's the only issue. All you have to do is replace the spring guide and you're ready to go.
All right, we're probably at a crispy 75 feet back. Let's see how this does. All right, I would say for the most part, the accuracy looks pretty decent. Some weird shots in there in between, but I think that was just user error. You just gotta worry about the, you know, other problems.
All right, people, the last airsoft gun in that box. Definitely not the best condition for the box itself. We got a huge anger smack on the box right there. Very mysterious. Let's see what it is. What? Hey, yo, that's crazy. I did not expect this. Okay, this video is crazy. This is the Halo assault rifle. That's so cool, dude. I've actually always wanted one of these. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, this thing is so heavy. What? But honestly, if I were like a Halo Spartan and I was holding this, obviously it'd be very light. But for a normal human, without my Spartan armor, this is quite a heavy airsoft gun. Damn, this thing is so cool. It's like I'm in Halo, dude. That's so sweet. And there's that digital display I was talking about when you can actually see how many BBs you have remaining when shooting it. I believe that's what that's for. It does take standard M4 magazines. Honestly, the body looks to be in pretty good shape. Obviously some scratches right here, but nothing too bad. This is so cool. Halo assault rifle, dude. Okay, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself now that I'm really thinking about this. This is not even just a normal mystery box. These are cheap airsoft mystery boxes. So this guy might be broken. And if it's broken, my soul is gonna be crushed. You do get the magazine right here. Very interesting shape. But as you can see, they make it that weird shape because it is going to be flush with the body itself. So cool. And I believe this is the safety or fire select, this little button right here. I'm not too sure what that is. Oh my gosh, it has a flashlight too. I didn't even notice that. What? That's kind of sick. Okay, I am very nervous to see if this will actually work. Let's go ahead and put a battery in there and just face my fears and see if I get a really cool collectible airsoft gun or we're going to be out of luck. And I'm going to cry. All right, this one's quite tricky. For the Halo assault rifle, basically the battery is in this position right here. There is a little tiny cutout on the actual body that just kind of slides out. There's a little switch right there. And then you basically plug this into a little cord down here. I tried to take off the buttstock as well, and that actually shows you a 9-volt battery plug. So I'm guessing that's for some of the gimmicks on the rifle itself. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the 9-volt in and the battery, and we'll see if it works. Oh, I don't know what happened, but look. It's actually turning on. Check that out. And the lights on the sides too. Okay, it's working. It's working. It's working. Sick. Okay, now let's plug in the main battery and see if it cycles. I'm actually gonna have to put BBs into the specific magazine for this one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, all right. So the fuse, MOSFET, whatever is in here is completely toasted. I've learned in the past, if you plug in a battery and the airsoft gun goes on full auto, there's something very wrong with the electronics. But I don't want to ruin this beautiful airsoft gun and take it apart, but I am guessing this tiny little fuse might be the culprit and just like a couple dollar piece. Okay, the last one of the video. This is from the third company in the video. This one comes in at 25 pounds. I paid over $200 for this box, and there should be 4 airsoft guns in here. Let's unbox. A little nervous too with the box. Is there a live ammo in here? It looks to be okay. Oh my gosh, look how dirty that is. What happened to you, my friend? What? These are definitely cheap airsoft mystery boxes. This is some kind of Lancer Tactical M4. Wow, these Lancer Tacticals get abused, it looks like. We have some mysterious numbers on the actual stock. From my experience, I'm guessing that's either a couple different things. That's either the initials of the owner. Just want to put that on there. But most likely, this maybe was a rental airsoft gun. Okay, besides it being super dirty, I mean, it's a little loose, but for this quality of airsoft gun, that's not extremely out of the question for that being normal or not. There was a little sticker on the airsoft gun that got torn off. I mean, yeah, that's one dirty airsoft gun. I'm curious to see what the internals look like. All right, it's game time with the dirty boy. Let's see if this thing works. This one, honestly, I'm kind of optimistic about. I think there is some damage to the wiring, but the wires are still soldered up to the actual Dean's connector. There's definitely a little bit of exposed wire, but let's see if it actually just shoots straight up. Oh my gosh, it shoots. I was right. See if it cycles. Damn, dude. The ones you think are gonna work never work, and the ones that are just beat up to hell always work. It's hilarious. Okay. Any FPS inconsistencies? Nope, we're clear. 369.1 FPS with 1.27 joules, 261, and 255. Pretty healthy FPS. Let's go on photo just to see how we're doing on the RPS side of things. Okay, pretty healthy for this type of airsoft gun, about 10.4. Okay, wow, I don't know what is quite wrong with this one besides all of the dust and dirt on this thing. I think honestly, if you clean this thing up and maybe rewire the wiring a little bit, this thing would be a pretty good condition airsoft gun. Not bad. All right, barrel looks to be okay, but does the hobby actually work? Let's try to set that up a little bit more. I'm actually surprised how well this works despite how dirty it is. My vision is too bad for this. We're definitely getting some BBs hitting that target. I'm having a little bit of inconsistency with the barrel. I would say like 75%, it's just a simple cleaning that will fix our issue. But there's a little chance it could be like a $10 bucking or maybe even a little barrel replacement. But so far, it's not too bad. In my book, that's a pass, but I would definitely clean this one. Next up, we have an H&K box, which I usually love these designs of these type of boxes, but look how much abused this guy's gotten. Oh my gosh. Take it apart and see what we got. Ooh, 416. Damn, that's nice. And it looks like it's an H&K 416 competition. And I don't know if that's the original price or what they would sell it at used, but it's $130 maybe used. I can imagine these are more expensive new, so it must be used. This thing might be in good shape, but the MOSFET itself might be completely toasted, but that's not the end of the world. Obviously that's replaceable. Very cool looking airsoft gun. Gotta love the 416. Obviously it's plastic rails and plastic body, so it's not the most high quality feeling, but overall the structural integrity and the actual, design, at least being for plastic, it doesn't feel too low quality. Looks to be in very good condition. I'm guessing maybe it was only used a few times and then unfortunately the MOSFET died. So, maybe I was wrong. Look at how abused the lower part of the gearbox is. It looks like it got scraped up so bad. Maybe it only looks pretty on the outside, but the inside might be completely toasted. This one's gonna be quite interesting to actually test because we know it says bad MOSFET on there. Will that mean it doesn't even shoot whatsoever, or will it go on a crazy full auto shooting speed when I plug it in? That's what we're here to find out. Let's see. Oh. All right, well, that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and just do a test shot and see if it works. What? Yeah, it's like that one airsoft gun we got in this video where like it shoots once and then it just like turns off. So yeah, it's not like that broken, like it cycles kind of, but it's just like something kind of has an error with it. For example, like if you replug it and plug it back in, it beeps, and then you probably could do one more shot in semi if I were to guess, and then it stops. Yeah, but again, not a huge issue. You could just replace the MOSFET and or the wiring system for probably like somewhere between $20 to $50 with these guys. And the rest of the airsoft gun looks to be in really good condition. Alrighty, last but certainly not least, we have another Elite Force M4, it looks like. Here's the model. It's the M4 CQB. We got some cool stats on the box. Let's see what is wrong about this guy or if it's in super bad condition. Pretty cool airsoft gun though. It's pretty simple. I believe these are coming in at about $200. Lots of plastic stuff. The body, the motor grip, stock, upper, lower, and of course the rail are all plastic, but it has some metal stuff like the sling point. Obviously a metal gearbox inside, hopefully. And I'm pretty sure the outer barrel and inner barrel are metal as well. Alrighty, let's open this guy up and see what is going on. So it does say there is feeding issues. Of course, we're gonna try a couple different magazines and see if that is really the case or they were just using an improper magazine. And of course, if it is feeding issues, we're gonna go ahead and pop this one open and just see what we can find, what might be causing the issue. We're gonna go ahead and just plug it up and see what is going to work. Ah, look at this. Doesn't feed, shoots one somewhat normally. It looks to be low power, and then one just kind of rolls out the barrel. Just to see, I am curious about this. When it does shoot that one okay BB, I'm curious what the FPS is on that one. Yeah, 29 FPS on the one that actually shoots. That's not good. Yikes. Okay, yeah, this guy's toasted. Well, let's dive in and see if we can find anything. Oh, it's like a weird style. Okay. Interesting. Did not expect this. That might be the issue right there. I think the nozzle doesn't work, everybody. I pushed it back. Let me see. Yep, that's the issue. The nozzle does not go back and forth at all. But But our good news for this one is that's actually probably one of the cheapest things that could possibly happen to an airsoft gun, and that's a pretty easy fix. We basically just have to take apart the whole gearbox from the body itself, and then replace this part right here, or the little spring associated with it, and that will cause the actual nozzle to be able to go back and forth. Sometimes they just snap after some wear and tear. This one looks to be not too used, so maybe it was just like an unlucky set of events that happened that made it snap. But overall, actually a really easy issue to fix.
That does it for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure to watch a recommended one right here that YouTube thinks you'd actually enjoy. But that does it for me, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.